guys. So I'm playing AEW Fight Forever. I'm calling this Fight Forever 2 because frankly I think this is the second iteration for me and for a lot of fans who are coming back to this game who haven't played it in a little bit. Maybe they just were disappointed in the launch. I covered, the launch of this game in another video. I talked about how this game has great foundation, but there are a couple things that it needed. We can get into that. The creative suite was extremely limited. I thought they jumped the gun a little bit on some of the mini games. I thought they jumped the gun on even adding this online feature with the Battle Royale mode. I think they should have focused more, instead of doing a Stadium Stampede, I really think they should have just made sure they had good creative suite, creative sharing online like WWE games have, and then also even missing a cage match or a large cell type match. I thought that was bad. They did a War Games type match. They could have had that. But I think the core gameplay of this game is pretty solid. I'm not sure how to take a turnbuckle off, but I can tell you some of the things I like, and I'm going to show you. I'm a big fan of the barbed wire match. I think springboarding off the ropes is really natural and way better than in the WWE game. I think 2K23, I like to use the springboard, but it's a little stiff at times. I think the AEW game, sometimes it looks a little bit more fluid. I wish you could use weapons more than 2 times in a row. That's a miss. But other than that, I think there's a lot to say about this game that's very positive. Even with the missing modes, as a core gameplay type person, I really love gameplay. I'm not always desperate for features, especially online features. I think that's overrated. I was disappointed in the launch because they did too many comparisons to No Mercy. I documented a lot of what they didn't do well in the launch, but I can tell you that what they have in this game, it's still solid. And I think it's more than playable. Do they need to expand the roster? Yes. Do they need to add more modes, more match types? Yes. So, it's not perfect, not by a long shot. Should they stop mentioning No Mercy? Yes. I think that sets a standard that can't be matched, can't be met. Certainly not in this iteration. But with all that said, I just felt like, let me just show some of the things I like about this game now, some of the things that I think are worth mentioning. Let's just do Penta. One thing I don't like about this game, I will say that makes me nervous, but I guess it's fun, but it does make me a little nervous, is I really hate how it's hard to kick out. If they get you down, I feel like you're going to lose. And sometimes you could dominate a match, and you don't want to end the match because you're having fun, and then you just get pinned out of nowhere and you lose. I think the system for kicking out, they need to do something like WWE has where you can actively see what you're doing to try to get out of a pin. And if they did that, it would be a huge improvement.
The FTW World Championship.
This is a highly anticipated match.
Introducing the champion. He is the Devil God, Le Champion, Chris Jericho. Introducing
Hate the intro, is so short. I think that's criminal almost, how short the intros are. They really need to expand that, because I just think it's just part of the atmosphere with wrestling. So, right off the bat, I'm not going to go through every single move, but I think countering and kicking out needs to be improved. Yeah, I know he's walking a little awkwardly, blah blah blah. That's been documented. I think this game, especially for Switch, there's really no options, but I think this game just still offers a lot of fun to be had. One, it's cool to have a different brand, even though I enjoy WWE, it is cool to have a game that's not WWE, know, so it's nice. It's like, oh, cool, AEW. Again, I wish they had the creative suite, because I would love to see, like, the ECW brand and, like, WCW with the TNT logo now and stuff. Like, I think there's a lot that they could have done if they allowed us to just create our own stuff, but, you know, again, that's something that I'm sure they will hear from the fans and realize that they really needed to add to this game. I do like being able to like go into the crowd and pick out a weapon like you used to be able to do in No Mercy. I think that's pretty cool. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt. And you get to hit him with the ladder. They took that out of WWE games. When the guy is on the ground, you can't hit him with the ladder. So that's one thing that you can do in this game that you can't do in WWE games. I don't think that should be understated. Like, that's a big miss on the WWE's part. I mean, the blood in this game is obviously better than WWE. Like, you have blood in WWE games, but it's not nearly as gruesome as this. And some people would say, like, well, that's not a good thing. I disagree. I think you can have the option to tamper it down or turn it off. I think that's fine, but I think it's cool. You know, I'm not like I don't need blood all the time. Like, I've watched plenty of good wrestling where there was no blood. Like, give me a great Bret Hart match over almost anything nowadays. But even still, like, I think it's a fun added element, especially in a video game. Like, and to see like the blood stain the mat. You see how it's staining the turnbuckle there? That's an awesome get. Like, that is very cool to me. That shows like an element of detail that they should get credit for. And I think, you know, it's been easy to dump on them. Look at how he reacts to hitting the ladder, by the way. So there's blood on the mat, which is awesome. And then we have, we got him hitting the ladder and actually acting like it really hurt him, you know. That should not be understated. Like, that's a big deal. In WWE games, you can't slam them you can slam them on the chairs and the ladders, and sometimes it looks like it does something, and sometimes it looks like it does absolutely nothing. But you cannot tell me that you get the impact like you get in this game. Like, if I slam him down on this on this ladder, he will react as if he is, you know, getting slammed. Same thing with the thumbtacks. The thumbtacks, obviously, like, they built that in. You see how he reacted there? That's awesome. And that too, that hurt him a lot more because of where he landed. I meant to do the Judas effect. Boom. So, you know, I get it, like, it's not the be-all and end-all. There's other things in a wrestling game than, like, blood and all that, but I just think that is something that I have to give them credit for, that they got right, that even WWE games, to me, don't do well, which is the blood doesn't splatter, you don't have the same impact on weapons, and, you know, I mean, it's just cool. It's cool to have. I noticed the blood is gone now from the turnbuckle there. So maybe it's like they wiped it away or whatever, but pretty cool. In terms of like ladder matches, like the mechanics of getting the thing, it's very similar to the WWE games, and that shouldn't be surprising. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you know, a lot of the developers, we're talking about THQ and Ukes, right? Well, THQ and Ukes made WWE games for many years. Ukes made WWE games even up to 2K20 or 2019. So it's not going to be like a huge shock to me, and it shouldn't be to anybody else, if you have some core gameplay mechanics that are very similar. So, and again, you guys have all seen this stuff. This is nothing new. I just thought, like, you know what? I was playing the game, I was enjoying it, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just stream it, talk about it, you know, give it kind of like a second life. Maybe I was a little harsh early. I still think like the things that it's missing are huge, but you know, I enjoy it. I'll also say this: the crowd noise in this game, and in WWE 2K, but the crowd noise in this game is really good. The fans. They look great, by the way. Like, I think the fans, like, in the crowd, they look as good as in any wrestling game. I love how you could springboard in this game. I think it's so smooth. In WWE, even with, like, RVD, who's my favorite wrestler to do, like, springboard moves with in video games, it feels like he's got, like, this monster, like, hesitation. You know, when you're doing like a move, and I feel like that takes away from it. You know, like this is butter smooth. Like as soon as I hit that rope, I'm gone. Like no hesitation at all. Oh, he caught me. And I know like there's like some hitches at times like with this stuff, but I really feel like it's butter smooth on the springboard stuff. And that should be like to their credit, you know? Oh. Nice. It's not my favorite move. I just keep forgetting to do something else. Oh, yeah, and that's the other thing. When he hits the ladder in this game, man, does that look like it hurt. Like, it really looks like it's, like, brutal when he bounces off that ladder. Even the sound of the ladder, I think, in this game, it might be a little better than WWE. Nice. Nice. Frog splash on the ladder. It looked like it hurt. Whoa. Nice. Oh, and a weapon finisher for the most part, other than the Van Daminator. There's really nothing like that. trust me, I play a lot of 2K23. I love having the old school 2003 Brock Lesnar in that game. I play it all the time. I'm actually a huge fan of that game. I like 2K18 as well. I've done videos on that, so there's no hate towards WWE games or WWE as a product. I feel like I have to say that when I say positive things about AEW. But, AEW game is taking a beating, and it's still fun. It's a fun game to play. I really do think, I don't think it's a $70 game, but I don't really think any game is $70. Not with the library of, old school games that I have at my fingertips, like Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain, No Mercy, WCW, World Tour, NWO, WCW Revenge, all that stuff. And again, I probably have too many video games, so maybe I have a little bit of a bias because I'm I'm not gonna play. I don't want to pay $70 for something that I can play an old school version of it, and I still love it. But at the same time, 2K23 is a fun game, and I don't want to take anything away from them. And the same thing with this. I think this game, there's fun to be had. Ladder, the mechanics, to me, they work great. And I got it. One thing I hate about this game, no post-match replay. Very few times can you attack the wrestler after the match. No highlights. See, that's something that really pisses me off because I'm complimenting the game and the things I like, but I can't even rewatch any of my highlights. I can't save my highlights. I can't do an instant replay. I can't get a post-match highlight. I can't get anything. I mean, that's terrible from a presentation standpoint, especially when you have TNT in the game. I mean, WWE, to be fair, 2K23, there's no Fox, there's no USA Network, there's no WWE Network, although they do have some things on the side that do say WWE Network, but there's no Raw on USA, there's no SmackDown on Fox. They don't integrate the television and the networks into the game. This game actually integrates TBS and TNT into the game, which I think is awesome, But if you're going to do that, does TBS and TNT not have replay? Of course they do. How could you miss that? So that's a huge miss, and that's something that really pisses me off that they messed that up, and they didn't think about doing that in the game. And I'm a little disappointed that Ukes and THQ and AEW's the wrestlers like Kenny Omega and them, that they didn't think about that. Again, look, I don't want to go on and on about the negatives. I did that before. I still enjoy the game. I mean, look, the purchases, there's nothing else to purchase. I think the in the shop, I mean, this is really weak. The movesets, the entrances, come on guys. It's just not great. This was something that should have been thought out and done so much better. But I compliment the things I like about the game, and then you kill me with not having replays. And it's not, it's sometimes you get a replay, but most of the time you don't. Most of the time you can't attack the guy after the match. And that's a joke, dude. It's a joke. I mean, you gotta have that in the game. So anyway, that's my rant. I just wanted to show that. I'll probably do some other footage and some other stuff on this game, but I figured what the heck, I talk about it, talk about some of the things I like, just to give a different angle on what I'm getting out of this game. By the way, just a funny note, as I'm playing this right now, there's a UFC Fight Night going on, there's Bellator going on, there's AEW Collision, and WWE's Fastlane. So the MMA and wrestling counterparts on the Time Warner versus NBC Universal, or I guess the TKO network or TKO brand, are going at each other right now, head to head, for the first time since the merger. So it's very interesting to see that happening. what am I watching? I'm watching the end of the fight night because it started earlier, and I'm watching Bellator because I want to see the main event of that. So I'm gonna go ahead and watch that tonight and record. Well, I'll watch the replay of Peacock on Peacock for WWE's Fastlane, the Cena LA Knight stuff, and then I'll watch AEW tomorrow. I'll watch that Collision probably tomorrow morning or later tonight if I have time later tonight. But anyway, just interesting to see that happening tonight. First time again since TKO was created. I don't think they've had any head-to-head stuff. So this is fun to see, but it's cool, man. It's cool to have some good MMA and some wrestling on. Wrestling. I can't say how it is so far. I've enjoyed what I've watched in Bellator. The fight night's been decent too, but Bellator's not on as much as UFC, so I try to watch it when it is on. So it's been cool. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and continue to have fun here in the Corner Arcade.